watch me while I sleep. Don't require your belief. Offering silence but no relief. Can you scream without a sound? Like the freeze that's coming down. Barren space where nothing grows. A secret place where no one goes.
Chaos Springs Eternal is a Delta Green actual play. Delta Green by its nature deals with violent themes, disturbing imagery, and horrors beyond our comprehension. Now, if you wouldn't mind comprehending some horrors with us, I think you'll have a good time.
Can you feel me in the fall? Hold me from this epilogue. My hands are frozen in the snow. The eyes of corpses have no glow. Made these chains just for myself. Rambling about my mental health. Demons on this hazy hill. Only my soul is left to kill.
Hello, and welcome back to, well, this time it's Chaos Sprung a Leak. Again!
Whoa!
No, Noah, not that one.
What?
Good try, though. And just like last time, we've actually got a special guest joining us tonight from another Delta Green podcast from, do you want to say the Chaos Engine? That's the show, right?
Yeah.
Not even letting him
Okay.
say the name of the. Wow.
Well,
No, it's
I wanted
cool.
to do a little introduction.
Yeah, no, makes total sense.
Chris, please introduce yourself. Give us your podcast spiel.
Oh yeah, hey, my name's Chris. I'm from the other Chaos podcast. We are the Chaos Engine podcast. We play Delta Green for the most part. We got about 2 seasons worth. And then actually, depending on when this releases, we are going to be jumping into Traveler. So after all this, I get to edit our Traveler character creation episode. So that's going to be fun. It's about
That's fun.
2 hours and 2.5 hours of character
Did
creation
everybody
stuff.
make it?
They did. We actually did Iron Man rules, and
Did
everybody
anyone die?
survived. No, I was pissed. Not even
Damn, man.
close. Not even like the bit, like skin of their teeth. Everybody passed with flying colors. It's like fuck.
That's
So,
yeah.
Yes,
what
y'all
can you
won
do?
him.
oh, we can swear. I know you
creation.
guys are a Christian podcast, right? But I can swear, right? That's okay.
Fuck yeah, you can.
Okay.
I carefully edit out all swearing and references to violence, nudity, drugs. What else? Anything? Those are the bad things, right?
Those are all the bad things.
We love
I got-
gambling here, though.
Yeah, well, of course.
Actually, I edit in references to gambling.
I mean, as a Christian podcast, you're gambling with your soul every day when you're out in the world with sin around you. So you gotta go with it.
Exactly.
He gets it. He gets it.
He gets it. I feel like this is going to work. It's either going to work or be real bad. So we'll figure it out.
No, it's gonna be awesome.
But a little intro. Like last time, Chaos Sprung a Leak is my my venue for sort of side stories in the Carrefour universe, right? Just like the MCU, but better. Last time, it was set in present day, like real life, our present day. But this time, it's actually, well, you'll find out when it's set. But it'll be pretty familiar to anyone who's listening. Because it's real time in Carrefour in the story that we're telling. So, real quick, if you could just introduce your agent and maybe a little bit of a background, Mark, would you kick it off?
Yeah, I can do that. So, hi, I'm Mark. I am playing a agent named Gene Gossamer Palmer. Gossamer is his agent name, and he is a former CIA intelligence case officer, a spy. He has a cat named the Postmaster General. He is trained in he basically for undercover spy work. So he's got a lot of fun little skills in that regard. He has been on Delta Green missions before. This is probably his 4th or 5th mission. So he has touched the unnatural.
Awesome. Noah, what about your agent?
Well, you can call me Agent Groundball. Just a simple guy from the FBI trying to keep going in the world. Is my 3rd op. Don't want to talk about the last one, but the one before that was easy as fuck. Easy as fucking piss. Ready to rock and roll. Slick back, black hair, real scrawny kind of guy, but real quick on his feet and teeth.
Real quick on his teeth.
Quick on your teeth.
That's a
famous
new one.
idiom.
That's a new term I'm trying.
And Chris, what about your agent? You want to give it just a little background?
Yeah, I will be playing Andrew Grady Brooks. He is he works for the EPA, and he is going to be based off of my elementary school librarian. So,
oh my god,
he's going to be
always bodes well.
He's about like 5'7", big, thick, bushy mustache, a little thin. Got like the long hair, maybe down past his ears. When we start playing, I'll get into the character voice. But
excellent, yeah. And okay, so we got a little description with Noah and Chris. Mark, I forgot to ask: does Agent Gossamer have a character or like maybe an actor who would play him?
I wanted him to be as nondescript as humanly possible. So just picture not the whitest white guy, but the guy that could pass for like, maybe he's South Asian, maybe he's Russian, maybe he's like a Bolshevik, maybe he's, Balkan, so like,
yeah,
he's very nondescript.
And it may have been tipped by all of the names that you heard, but this is G-Cell. So this is an established Delta Green cell. I can't remember last time if I gave you a cell name or not. That was a little chaotic, obviously.
I don't believe you did when I listened.
Yeah.
I thought we were CSL.
You might have been C-Cell. That sounds pretty high for those people, though.
Yeah.
we don't know. That they were shockingly competent, though. So maybe that was
We did
C-Cell.
successfully break that woman out.
Yes, you did.
Correct.
But we're going back in time from Chaos Sprung a Leak. We're catching back up to current time. Carrefour mid 2010s sometime. You could always figure out the year if you paid attention. But since we can't ever figure out the date, it doesn't matter. But each of you, your agent, Agent Gossamer, Groundball, and Grady, you all received some contact from Delta Green. Maybe it was in the form of an extra newspaper with a special personal ad just for you, or maybe it was a piece of mail that informed you that you had won a vacation, or maybe it was an email that told you had some tickets to pick up at the airport. But all of you wound up in New Orleans on a muggy Tuesday morning in I believe it's September. And you all, after having arrived at the airport, you were picked up by a driver and dropped off where else but a local seedy Motel 6, where you have all gathered in room 108. Your handler, who you know as Agent Bill Marsh, he's got a bit of a dry wit, penchant for some cryptic remarks, and he's got sideburns down to almost his collar. He's got deep blue eyes and prematurely gray hair. Will dress in nondescript, dark-colored suits. So he's gathered you in as you all arrive. Maybe offers you some coffee or water. Pulls you in, sitting on various chairs or beds. He pulls out a little file and he says, "Agents, we've received a tip from an anonymous source within the United States Postal Inspection Service about a possible smuggling operation going on in Carrefour, Louisiana. A specific item in question is a chalice, but based on the location and history, we suspect it may be something more. When this tip came in, it tripped all sorts of flags in our system. This town it's strange. We have files and documents on this town, but damned if I've ever seen anything in my career with the program. But they recently blew up in fame from a ghost hunting TV show. And again, it set off all sorts of alarm bells within our system. And we started piling together documents. And then we get this tip come in. And we figured this is sort of the culmination of a lot of things. So we want you to head up, investigate this tip. There is apparently a friendly in the town. That's one thing that came up with all our various things coming to to light. Her name is Matilda Green. But whatever's going on in Carrefour, it's managed to slip through our nets for years and years until now. So your mission is to investigate the origins and purpose of this chalice, gather intel, identify any threats, secure the chalice, and if you can find out anything about what makes Carrefour special, that's an extra bonus. Report back with your findings. Now, you do have cover for this. He pulls out 3 IDs, and they are your agent name. There's some cover name which we can decide, but I never like switching back between agent names and cover names because that always drives me crazy. So don't worry about that. But he gives you, and it's USPIS credentials. So he says, as he hands these out to you, he says, so thank you all for meeting me here. Any questions?
Hi, is there a picture or some sort of description of said chalice so we know exactly what we're looking for?
Oh yeah. Hang on. And he flips through and he's like, I think it was stationed at this guy's church for a little bit. So he pulls it out, and it's a pretty large chalice. It's got some stones set in the side, like under some museum quality lighting. And says,
okay.
It was a church of what?
There's just a Christian church just somewhere out in South Carolina. He just had it in like his museum. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is apparently this thing goes on like traveling shows, and so it wound up in Carrefour, and apparently it also came through Carrefour at first. Again, this is where we think it might. Carrefour may be the center of some sort of advanced smuggling operation, and so if you can ID what's going on there, it may not be anything unnatural, but it may be that they're using unnatural means to mask or disguise this. And so if you find that, I mean, take it down.
Yeah. So either way, this is going to fall under government control one way or another. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's on the shipping manifest?
We don't have the shipping manifest yet. If you could go get it, that would be great.
Oh, so we don't know where this came from.
We have suspicions based off some archaeological investigation that we've run, but we don't know officially. Allegedly, and he pulls up like a web page. He says allegedly it's smuggled out of Sumeria via
Sumerian?
Yeah,
in South Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, look, you guys heard about that Hobby Lobby thing not too long ago, right?
Yeah, that is true.
So it's not the most unreasonable leap to make.
You know, they don't use barcodes because they're afraid all of them got like 666. That's crazy.
He looks at you and he's like, yeah, that's crazy. make a
squint.
Make a humid check. Nope. You have an 80% humid and you failed.
Hey, I got a 5.
Oh, all right. Agent Gossamer, you're like, yeah, this guy's pretty straight on the line. Agent Groundball, you're like, I think this guy might agree with that. He might not be a barcode type of guy.
I think he might not be a barcode guy.
He's not a barcode guy.
You look at a guy and you're like, that guy's into barcodes.
Is that like the new birds aren't real kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Birds aren't real. Barcodes are trying to, join you into the.
If you scan barcodes backwards, you give money to the Satanic Church.
Yeah, that's. I like the idea of scanning a barcode backwards. Yeah. Just a laser that goes like. If you scan a barcode in a mirror, that's what it is.
Oh, there you go. Then it tells you to start smoking weed and stuff.
It says, it's like when you play that Pink Floyd record backwards while you're scanning barcodes, and you watch Wizard of Oz. Syncs up perfectly. He says, so any more questions? We got a rental car for you.
Do we have a last location of this Chalice? Do we have is it the church you say? Is that the last spot it was located?
Well, allegedly it's on like a traveling circuit between museums, and so the quick Google Maps suggests that there's a museum in Carrefour. Seems
This
to be
small
sort of a
town has a
combination.
museum?
Well, listen, Carrefour's
What's it
got
got
a
in
rich.
there? Candy?
Yeah, hey, I got it in one. Carrefour has actually a rich and interesting history and backstory that I don't know. It feels like someone could make a real interesting documentary about it. Fascinating stuff. But yeah,
You said there was a video, a ghost hunter video that came out, so it sounds like someone's on the right track.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of us caught this and like nipped it in the bud. It just whoop.
No, that's what I'm
And
saying.
he does like a motion like a bird free.
He says, no, like I said, we have files and we have boxes of stuff from Carrefour related to Carrefour, but for whatever reason, we've never run an operation in Carrefour. We just, it's almost like things
We
just
just
sort of
Indiana
fall through the
Jones did?
cracks. No, it's more like it just, people forget about it when they're not looking at it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a little strange. So
like as soon as we're done with this operation, like this meeting, we might just forget about it unless we're currently staring. Is it some type of like neurological bullshit going on? What is? He's looking at everyone else in the room like, what the fuck?
He looks at you. He's like, Ancient Ground Ball. That's what I'm asking you to figure out.
Yeah,
that's our job.
If once we secure the Chalice, where are we dropping it off?
You can come back here. I'll be here I'll be here for 4 days. I don't expect you should take 4 days.
Good. Thank you.
He holds up the keys and sort of looks between the three of you, and he's like, "Who wants these?"
I'm used to driving a minivan around. I mean, I can take it if nobody else wants them.
Sounds good. And he hands them to you.
All right. I have a 50 and drive.
The drive to Carrefour, it's about an hour west of New Orleans, and then you travel a little bit north of I-10, and you stumble upon, like almost out of nowhere, this pleasant little town where, as you drive in from you coming from the east, the road splits into sort of north and south around a median, Main and Park, I think. I can't remember what the names of the streets are, but regardless, you drive into town, and what you can. I mean, this is the time for you to ask questions, make rolls, investigate. What's
my God?
Where do you want to start?
It's like the old McDonald's. What the fuck?
Can we stop at the McDonald's?
I mean, yeah, I can bowl into it. It's just crazy. They didn't do any of the remodeling like the other ones did.
Maybe the franchise didn't want to keep up with it.
That's yeah. All right.
Yeah. As you pull into the McDonald's parking lot, you see that apparently the McDonald's is closed. There's no one there. There's no other cars. Actually,
man.
no one you're the one driving. Make a drive roll real quick.
Yeah, we'll see if I just end up right in the driving through the window. That's an abject failure. That's a 76 over 50.
Oh my gosh! All right, as you're driving into town, before you see as you see the McDonald's, you're distracted by the fact that it's closed, and you actually clip someone who just stepped out into the road a little bit.
Oh no!
You son of a bitch!
That's
you fucking bastard!
That's not good.
We keep going. We just keep going.
Fuck it. Fuck. He puts on the gas.
All right.
They don't look important.
I'll turn around and see who we hit.
Sure. Make a search roll.
Hey Dan, what color is the vehicle I'm driving?
No, that's not what this is.
Okay.
Wow, a success by 1. Very nice. No, you just see it's kind of a guy who, I mean, honestly, you turn around and look, and it's hard to tell that you even hit him because he's just kind of stumbling across the road. He looks lost and disoriented, and you suspect that he was probably lost and disoriented before you hit him. I mean, he might have just hit the car and you didn't actually hit him. It's hard to tell. But you see him stumble across the road and then just sort of like fall to the sidewalk on the other side and, turn around and lay down.
That's not good, y'all. I think this town's something's going on. The McDonald's being closed.
Well, I mean, the truth test is if they got a Waffle House and if it's open still.
There's no Waffle House.
What the fuck is up with this town?
No Waffle House. It's the only town in Louisiana that doesn't have a Waffle House.
Why would anybody live here?
Truly.
In the stack of paperwork we have, is there like a flyer or anything like that, like for like the traveling show or anything like that? I know we have a friendly, so
yeah. Well, actually,
and we also should have a name, right? Do we have a name on the Reverend?
On the Reverend from the church? Yeah, you do actually. It's looks like it's Reverend Elias Goldsmith.
What's the church name?
Coastal Blessings Assembly. Yeah, actually, you see as you come into town, you do see actually as you're kind of passing on the other side of town, you do see a little billboard with a note next to the church that says guest pastor visiting Reverend Goldsmith. And you also see another sign that says, come check out our the museum. We've got it says for like the next 3 weeks, we've got Wonders from the Cradle of Civilization as a special exhibit.
Perhaps we follow the sign to where we need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like the right move.
Is that guy still moving, or is he?
He's fine. Just keep going.
Are any of you particularly versed with conversational skills?
I feel more confident in talking than I do driving at the moment. If that.
Excellent. Yes, I'm not the best when it comes to talking to folks, so I will. I have pretty good attention to detail, but
that's important. Yeah,
not the best with people. So
I can talk them in circles, and you can poke holes in the convo. Yeah,
sounds like an excellent combo.
Yeah, as y'all are driving in, you do see other people that are just sort of like standing around, like, and it's a wide swath of people. I mean, there's probably just like 30 people out kind of walking, but they're not like walking on sidewalks, walking around the park in the center of town. They're just sort of
walking on sunshine.
No, they're wandering kind of aimlessly. Like,
but do
several
they feel
people. Good? Yes. You think they feel actually pretty bad. They're not like they don't look where they're going. They cross the street at random times. I mean, you almost hit another person or two for sure.
His eyes are firmly on the road now.
But you see where the museum is, and you can pull directly in.
All right. Is there anyone else here?
There's a few cars in the parking lot. Looks like one of them has a window broken out.
Huh. That's weird. Didn't even put up like a trash bag in the window, huh?
Oh, shrink wrap also works pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just put her in park. And he goes out and actually looks around the side with the guy. He impacted him just to like check it. Is it the car
no, it doesn't look like a dent or anything.
Yes, he does like a fist pump, like just to himself, like fuck yeah.
Right. Agent Grady would like to look at some of these folks like wandering around aimlessly and see if there's anything like weird about them, or maybe they seem like maybe they're zoinked out of their minds on some sort of drug, or they're just some just to see if something's up with that. It doesn't seem really natural to have that many people wander around aimlessly.
Yeah, give me a human roll, or so, if you have some other like psychology type of roll.
I got. Let me see here. I both are. Oh, sorry, my cat's running across and shaking his butt at me. So that doesn't matter to you guys, but okay. I got 10% in my human, so let's go with that. You said that you added my character sheet to roll 20.
Did I?
Okay. I thought you did. If not, I'll roll my dice. I just I just put it. I'll just roll in here. let's just roll in here, and then I know my score. It's not going to be successful, I'll tell you that much. But
hey, you never know.
Here we go.
Okay.
No. 81 over 10.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like these people are. I think the big question that might come up to you, just sort of not really being able to read their faces, is you're kind of like, so do none of these people have jobs, or what's that? That might be one of the big questions that you have.
Gotcha.
But it's kind of hard to tell. Are they sad? Are they mad? Are they lost?
This town has quite a lot of loitering in it seems.
Is it just like a really bad homeless populate? Like, these people don't look like they're homeless. They look like they're like addled with something, right?
Yeah.
I have a first aid and a decent human in forensics. Can I like walk over to one of them and just kind of like, hey, stop moving for a second? I'm just what's going on here? And he's trying to like look them over while like surreptitiously, not just like, hey, hold out your arms like this, pull out a breathalyzer.
Yeah, you actually pull up to a guy who's sitting on the sidewalk, and as you pull up a little closer, you notice that sort of around his mouth looks like it's maybe crusted a little bit with blood or vomit. And he just like looks up at you with almost, you want to say a blank stare, but there's some emotion behind it. Maybe a little, again, it's hard to tell between sadness or anger, something there, some negative emotion, obviously. But it's kind of hard to tell. He's not giving you a lot of, it's subtler than you might think, just from like walking around, right? You think that you'd be able to read people. What's your human?
60.
Yeah, you think that you'd be pretty good at reading people. You're just having a real hard time distinguishing what sort of emotion. Obviously negative, though, given everything. This guy's sitting on the sort of the curb in the parking lot, and he's relatively close to the car with the broken out window, and he's just wearing sort of gray slacks and a navy blazer. Button down white shirt. And he, as you ask him that, he looks up at you and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's mine. That's my car."
You good, man?
No, I'm not good. Didn't you get the text?
The text?
Yeah.
The
text. You're not from around here, huh?
No, sir. No, I'm not.
He just kind of like looks down. He's like, "Yeah, you wouldn't get it."
I wouldn't get it. Is it a drink or something? Because you look like you had a little too much of something. You threw up on the side of the road or something. Like,
when you say drink, he like visibly shudders.
Whoa.
He says, "Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I guess you didn't drink it, huh?"
No, I did not. What is it?
He looks up at you and just kind of like, again, you notice his eyes are pretty bloodshot. And I think what comes to mind for all three of you as you look is this guy looks like he hasn't slept in potentially days. He just says, some things are better not knowing.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. He kind of like, his posture changes. He crosses his arms and kind of like leans back a little bit like, all right, guy. Well, he like gestures with his elbow towards the museum. Anything going on in there?
He looks over and he's like,
got that new exhibit, Cradle of Civilization and all that shit?
He says,
Sumerian? Right?
Yeah, that's what the plaque says. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be here much longer, though.
All right.
Have you been inside to see it?
Looks up. He says, "Yeah, I'm a security guard at the museum." He points to,
what the fuck are you doing out here?
He points to his name badge. It says Claude. He says, "No one's going in. It's fine. No one's going in there."
Agent Grubble just looks around at everyone like wandering around like zombies and looks to his like fucked up car window and is like, what the fuck does a good day, what does a bad day look like in Carrefour?
He just shakes his head and he says, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
Are the rest of these folks also security guards as well, or is it just you're among the group here who wanders aimlessly?
No, I think we're all just dealing with what happened.
Oh, that he gestures to like the other two, like that's why the McDonald's was out. Okay, all right, okay.
Is this all because the McDonald's closed? Is that
couldn't get you ice cream or ice stream?
The issue?
The ice cream machine's broken.
Ironically, it's the only one that works in the area.
I think we did make that joke that the milkshake technician was like, "Oh, it's finally going to come in today."
Joke. So
yeah, you absolutely have to.
On the level. No, he just shakes his head and he says, I don't know. I really hope that they, I don't know. I hope he's dead. I hope he's dead now.
You hope he's dead? What? He looks around like exaggeratedly. Who? What the fuck happened to you?
He says, I hope the Reverend's dead. I hope they killed him.
The Reverend's not in the exhibit then?
No, the Reverend's not in the exhibit. He brought the exhibit here.
Uh-huh.
So the Reverend hired you to be security for this building of sorts.
No. I'm just security for the museum. And then
right.
Reverend, it comes here, so I'm, in charge.
Okay, well, we need to see some like security footage. We're with the government. We're trying to like port authority shit type going on.
He looks up at all of you and he's like, the government? What government? What branch are you?
Yeah, the shipping manifesto stuff. They evaded taxes. Listen, you can fuck with a lot of people. You don't fuck with the IRS.
He says, your badge says USPIS. Is that part of IRS?
Listen, man, we're all one big connected family unit.
Well, you guys can go in and look. I don't know. There's some security tapes back there.
Is the door not like a keycard? Do you just walk into it? What?
You look and see that the door is wide open, both to the front and like a little side door.
His head leans over. What?
It's like I said, no one's going in there. So
we will we'll let you wallow in your self misery here, and we'll let you know if we need anything from you.
You want a Tic Tac?
No.
Okay, I didn't have one anyway, so good luck.
Feel better.
He looks up at you with like, you can tell, of a scowl. He does not appreciate you telling him how to feel.
Damn.
He was okay with the Tic Tac not having.
Said that all on a scowl.
God forbid you tell him to have a good
Fuck
day.
You and your whole generational line.
I'm not telling you how to have a good day or not to have, but just, maybe a more positive outlook on life would cheer you up.
He just shakes his head and kind of like almost laughs to himself, but it's just like, you guys, you can't understand.
Listen, my colleagues, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a moment with this gentleman? And you see Agent Gossamer, and he has completely changed outfits. He is now wearing, he's wearing something. He's got a stethoscope around his neck. And he's got a nice shirt on, and his badges are all gone, and his hair is really done nicely, and he's got glasses on. He's like, I would just like to talk to our friend here, and he has gotten a real Southern drawl.
How do you
to
do
him
that
now.
so fast?
Let me just talk to our friend here, and I'll see if I can set him at ease with some stuff. Why don't you guys go? Can you go check out the museum?
Let's proceed inside.
Yeah. So Gossamer comes in, he sits down next to the security guard, and he just kind of looks at me and goes, I'm sorry about my friends here. They don't understand what it's like growing up in a small town like I know I did down here. So I just want to let you know I'm a doctor, and I just am curious as to what happened to you today. Like, why is everybody in town sick?
He looks at you. He's like, wow, no one's sick except for the Reverend. That guy's sick. You should check his head out.
Okay. All right. What did he do?
Make me some sort of roll here. Okay.
Persuade. 46 under 80.
With that success, you see him kind of tense and relax just a bit. It's just, look, I don't know how it happened, but on Saturday night, he got everyone to come to the museum, and he made us drink his blood. And then we forgot about it until we got this text. And he pulls out his phone and he shows you this text that says, don't believe his lies. Remember what he made you do. Reverend Goldsmith's, lying, cheater, coward, whatever. I don't have the text handy, but go back and listen a few episodes ago. You can catch the contents of that text.
I remember it being a very long, rambling text.
Really struggled to get to the
At the beginning, right?
Three.
Noah was just like, don't drink and, don't do
drink
drugs.
and drive. Doing a dare read.
And then we had to precisely narrow it down.
After he shows you the text, he's like, after I got that, I remembered everything. I remembered drinking his blood, and I don't know. It's like he took over my body, made me do stuff.
All right. Well, that is troubling. Where is the Reverend now? You don't know? Or?
You're not going to believe this, but I think he's in the hospital.
Okay.
He got into he looks at you and he's like, you're going to believe me, right?
I'm whatever you say to me, I'm going to assume is the truth.
He flew here on a giant bird thing, and then he fought some people in a car, and I think they may have beat him up, and then he went in the hospital, and he points across the road, and he's like, that's where I think he was last.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you being honest with us. Is there anything I can get you? I mean, in my little bag of tricks here, I got all kinds of, you need like an antacid, or do you want me to check you out? Like check your glands and stuff, or you going to be okay?
It's one of those doctor's kits like kids have.
Yeah, it's like a Fisher Price kit.
Do you have that like old timey mirror thing on your head with the headband?
Yes, I do.
Pack of Spider-Man Band-Aids.
He's like, no,
just a stethoscope you squeeze. It's like, wee, just makes that whirly noise.
And your blood pressure's through the roof. It's going around and around.
He says, no, I just listen. If you see the Reverend, will you kill him?
Oh, well, I can't guarantee that I'll do that, but
I'm saying
we'll
you're
definitely
check it out, right? So if he's hooked up to some machine, maybe you can just unplug something.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind when I see him. You said he flew in here and got in a fight with some people in a car?
Yeah, they were like jousting, I guess, in the road.
Oh, okay. That's, like I said, I believe every word you're saying. We'll check it out and let you know. But right now, you're all good. I got to get back to my fellas that were in the building.
Okay. He just sort of looks back down at the.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. I really do.
He looks back down at the road and he says, "Yeah."
All right. You let me know if you need anything. And then he gets up and he gets into the building or wherever. And he kind of like puts the door behind him and he looks at you both and he goes, that dude's fucking crazy.
What the hell happened with your outfit? What was that?
Oh, don't worry about it. And he goes into his doctor's bag and he pulls out a New Orleans first responder sweatshirt. And he puts that on.
You son of a bit. And he like cracks a grin like, all right, I see you. All right.
Yeah. So he told me that they're all sick and because they drank the blood of the Reverend and they don't remember anything. And that Reverend came flying in and got into a car joust with some people in a car. And he said that the Reverend is at the hospital.
Should we just go there?
Do you guys want to roll for sanity for me?
Yeah, I think all three of you can just make a little quick sand roll.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
All right.
Hey.
I'm 41 under 70.
all right. So
I fumbled.
Everyone who passes takes one. And Agent Gossamer, let's see what you get. Oh, you also get one. That's fine. Yours comes from having to explain this to other people, though. You handled it okay as a doctor, but having to relay this to the others, that's really
when the
what broke
persona
you.
came off, you processed it, and we're like, wait a minute.
It's like you just compartmentalize every single version of him. It's like, nope, yep, that one's down.
Yep.
You said they drank his blood, correct?
Car jousting?
Something about a ritual where they all drank his blood. He gathered them all around, drank the blood, and then they had they forgot about it. And then they were sent a text message saying that they had been duped and that Reverend Goldschmidt was a piece of shit. And then they had threw up and they all got sick and that they had been revealed that they had drank his blood, which was apparently, and then he quote unquote flew in, the Goldschmidt flew in and then he got into a battle with some people in a car.
Was he on like a helicopter or something? What the fuck?
Is he a vampire of sorts then? Do we need stakes?
I don't know.
Good luck getting a stake in this town.
We'll have to investigate further, but he said that the people involved were at the hospital.
Wait, so if he's feeding people blood and he's at a hospital now, like he might be, do we need to worry about that? Like,
he told me in no uncertain terms that he wanted me to kill the Reverend if at all possible. And that included unhooking him up from a life support
Agent
machine.
Groundball lowers his sunglasses that he's had on this entire time. What the fuck?
Yes, it's. Did they mention chalice of some sort that they drank from?
I'm assuming so because he said that they all met in the museum.
I don't think he specifically mentioned it, but you might infer that.
Right. Yeah, I think we're inferring that. So.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So I'm assuming that that's what happened. We would have to, because I don't think the chalice is here anymore.
I'm going to go into that office. I'm going to grab a bunch of tapes, and I'm just going to come back, throw them in the car, and then we'll go to the hospital. Okay.
I like to look around the museum for the chalice real quick. Let's just do a quick lap around, make sure we don't miss it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Quick lap around the museum. You see a handful of cups, steelies, saucers, plates.
Take every one of them.
Various artifacts. Let's see.
Yes,
they're worth about.
We do take the cups, any cup or chalice looking object.
We're gonna Indiana Jones this shit. We're gonna have to pick the right one.
Wait. Indiana Jones is the one who says it belongs in a museum, right?
It belongs to the U.S. government.
You reverse Indiana Jonesing this.
True. Yeah.
You're Dakota Smithing this. Yes. But yeah, nothing. But you do notice, and kind of the what you would assume to be the crown jewel of the collection is sort of at the end of sort of this line. There's a nice little stand where it's got a plaque describing this chalice. But of course, the chalice is not there.
Gotcha. I like to think that we find like a Crunk cup, like one of those like gaudy, like Little John cups, and we're like, oh no, that's not it. Damn it,
Yeah.
so close.
Actually, the museum gift shop is filled with many replica chalices.
We take those.
Yeah,
just in case. But no, otherwise you can tell that
okay,
no chalice here.
So, do we want to talk to the preacher if we can, or seems like that's the next logical step to head over there and ask where the chalice is,
and then kill him, right? Apparently, or see if he can fly or do blood magic or something.
If needed. We can. I'm not putting past that position, but
have y'all handled blood mages before?
No, not on anything I've done.
Fuck. Okay,
so,
I came close. You've never experienced terror until you've seen a man merge with an auto pitcher chucking balls at you like at your fucking head.
I've seen some pretty horrible things on missions that we've done, but probably not to that extent. You're right.
Should you both have to make sanity rolls for this for this unnatural competition? Who's seen the most messed up stuff?
I'll roll.
We just slowly degenerate down to nothing.
Is it a one?
Yep.
Just
zero
relating stories back and forth.
The one thing that Delta Green tells you, like, don't ever share anything that happened on any operation. You two are
Don't
now
tell
like,
each other stories.
prove my street cred.
It's like sailor stories.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So we're in backwards Montana, and came across this house with a fungal infection, and let's just say it taken over the family, and we had to clean up everybody. So it was not the funnest thing.
Yeah, there was an op that went very well, and then another one that was supposed to be a sorry for the false flag, and then he gets a faraway look, and like inside his mind, you just hear a warped "Take me out to the ball game, take me out," as he just gets this faraway stare. His eye twitches. I'm just not gonna go to any more games. Other than that, it's hopefully, and he just pats his pockets, like hopefully we can wrap this up and not see any games tonight or whatever. Sorry for even mentioning it. Let's fungal infestation though. That's pretty fucked.
Yeah, it was. It was not good. We'll leave it there.
What about you? Yeah,
you talking to me? Oh, I don't.
You don't kiss and tell.
No, I've seen my share, but it's nothing as bad as what you two describe. No, I don't have any really good stories. And he gets a far off stare.
All three of you stare far off.
Reprocessing trauma.
In opposite directions.
Recompartmentalizing trauma. Moving on.
I just imagine this.
Right. And then Fortunate Son plays in the background. And
it's just the scene of the three of us standing there, and then like all of these angry people just walking past. Just like meandering through it. We're just all staring off.
You're all holding various cups and plates.
Yeah, right.
I think
we just got this like Safeway bag full of cups.
And fake replica chalices.
They're all mixed together.
I think that's where we're gonna cut it for right now. Sort of on this scene of you all sort of reminiscing on the horrible things that have occurred to you. Maybe giving you a little empathy with the horrible things that have happened to this entire town.
No.
No, no.
Let's not go that far.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Mine is like our kids always just like, can we just go pee outside? I'm like, no, you can't just pee outside. Like, if you go in the backyard, that's fine. I'm not going to say anything, but like, you can't pee in the front yard. Cars drive by. Like, then I have to explain it to the neighbors. Like the backyard, no one sees it. I don't care.
The joys of living in rural South Carolina fucking woods. In the fucking woods.
My son, when he plays on the computer and he's in the middle of a video game, will stand up and pee out the sliding glass door onto our deck.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
He's like, can't fucking lose the finals. Can't fucking lose the finals. I got to piss out the back door while I'm, running a heavy in the finals.
My favorite is like, they'll be playing a video game and then they have to poop. So they'll stop the game and then they'll grab the Switch to go play another video game while they poop.
Oh my God. That is outrageous.
It's like, you just not have a screen. Like, it's okay. It's not going to hurt you.
It's
like,
okay.
You gotta sanitize that when you're done with it, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play the Switch very much.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Chaos Sprung a Leak. We hope you enjoyed diving into our chaotic adventures as much as we enjoy creating them for you. Before we go, we've got a few quick things for you. First, big shout out to Chris from the Chaos Engine podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast. We loved having you. You fit right in. Friends at the table. Everything was great. Can't wait to see what you guys have in store for your next season coming up. And if you guys haven't checked them out already, you should. They are on Spotify and every other podcast app. Chaos Engine Podcast. Amazing. Worth the listen. If you are enjoying Chaos Springs Eternal or Chaos Sprung a Leak or whatever we do, the absolute best way for you to help us grow is by leaving a 5-star review. I know everybody says it, but it's the truth. Whether you're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or any other platform, your reviews make a huge difference in helping us reach new listeners. Here's the fun part. If you leave a 5-star review, you get to contribute an NPC to our podcast. Your creation could be walking around Carrefour being weird like the rest of us. Also, don't forget to visit us at qmtabletop.com and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, everything else you need to catch all the latest things from our podcast. Also, a special thank you to Pawns to Kings for providing our theme music, Cocytus. It is a haunting verse that fits our tone, so chef's kiss. That is all for this week. Thanks again for listening, and remember, Chaos Springs Eternal, and so do our adventures. See you next time.
Where it cannot chase me down. Where is the sun? Oh God, please don't let me drown.